Hey, Steven, I wanted to leave you some feedback on your rough draft. I think that I think you should give yourself some credit here. There's actually some really good context and some good writing in this essay. So I want to first talk about that, and then let's talk about things that you should focus on for revision. So specifically, right now, I'm responding to what you've said over here. So what I want you to do, what I want to do is, let you know that you should give yourself a little bit more credit because there's some good writing here. So I really appreciate the context that you provide for Karen, right? Defining what that means, and then also providing the context for it, right? So the definition is part of the context, but you are absolutely correct. The reader is going to need that in order to be able to go forward with the analysis. In addition, while I don't know what JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is myself, I could clearly see in the meme that it's tapping into that idea of two anime characters getting ready to face off and have a battle, right? So I could see that based on the meme. But what I like is that you have contextualized the specific image, and so just as you're contextualizing and defining Karen, you're also doing the same for the reader. So that's good as well. This is really where your analysis takes off, and so it kind of feels like your conclusions and insights, which are excellent, are kind of like connected to your analysis. So I think the places to focus on for revision are really here and your introductory paragraph. So the thesis itself is great. Um, it's the context that you're providing before the thesis that I think uses could use some revision. So the opening sentence is something I get what you're trying to say, but I don't think that entirely captures what you're trying to do here. And really, society is not built on stereotypes. I think that if you want to start with this idea, do some really quick research, like, just do like a Google search on groupthink, because groupthink is really where we get stereotypes. So the general idea behind groupthink is that there is an innate desire in humans to bond together and to socialize, right? So we had an evolutionary advantage for doing that, right? So if you can remember, or you don't remember, but way back in the day when we were hunter gatherers, and we're constantly living in that fight or flight or fear mode, we literally needed one another to watch our backs, right? So, for example, when we were bent over digging into the termite mound to pull out our afternoon meal, we needed somebody to watch our back to make sure a predator wasn't approaching, or a person from a rival clan wasn't approaching, right? And so there was an evolutionary advantage for us to join together in bands. But the downside of that is that we have the tendency, our brain has the tendency to exaggerate the similarities of people in the quote unquote in group and exaggerate the differences of those who are the out group, right? So that's where we get the idea of othering. So I don't think that you want to say that stereotypes are what society is built on. I think that what you could explore, that while negative, there is something um, there is something kind of I don't want to say normal quite. There is a reason why, right? There is a reason why humans have a capacity or a tendency for stereotyping, and so if we do that, having an awareness of, number one, why we stereotype, and two, how harmful it can be. That's the things that we should focus on. So I think this idea, if you want to start with it, just do a little bit of digging into groupthink and then expand on this idea. Then you present the idea of the Karen. So I really like the way that you have defined it here, but where it is, or sorry, your sentence in the introduction, it needs a little bit more development. So I would kind of argue that the Karen is a result of people commenting on white privilege, right? So you defined it really well right here, but explore this idea. A stereotype that has surfaced in recent years is the Karen. So where has it surfaced and what is it responding to? I think that those are the ideas that you need to expand upon. And then you're pivoting into presenting your meme, and it's just you need a clearer transition here. So perhaps maybe present the idea that you are indeed including an analysis, or maybe in the previous sentence where you're saying a stereotype that has surfaced, has it particularly surfaced in internet culture, in meme culture, right? This isn't the first meme that I have seen that has poked fun of the idea of the Karen. So maybe that's the idea that you wanna pivot from, that this stereotype, this person is often being poked, made fun of on the internet. It's been memed quite a bit, and then in this specific meme, the author is doing the following, right, in order to make commentary on this person. So I think the general ideas here are good, but I think you just need to expand a little bit there. So maybe this first paragraph is actually not a single paragraph. Maybe it's actually two paragraphs. One where you're introducing groupthink and stereotypes, and then two pivoting into introducing the specific Karen and and the meme and your stance on it. So here's the other area that I want you to explain. So you have a great insight. And I really think that this should be a separate paragraph. And really, what you need to do here is dig into how the meme is using JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and the idea of the Karen to make a commentary. So, for example, one of the things that you have left out in your analysis is the idea that the meme starts with a photograph of a restaurant called Karen's Cafe. I can't remember if that's exactly what it was, but it was like Karen's Eatery or Karen's Cafe. So pause for a minute and think about, it's just a title, right? So long before Karen became a thing, right? The owner, literally, her name probably is Karen. But think about in the context of the 21st century internet culture, what a restaurant called Karen's Cafe means for us, and why that's so funny, right? So that's where you really missed part of your analysis there. You got to tap into that. And so one of the things that we want to imagine, and one of the things that I think the meme taps into with the second image, right? Because it's a split screen image, is the idea that Karen the manager is facing off with another Karen who's asking for the manager, right? So is this going to be the battle royale between the Karens? I mean, that's really what's being set up there. So this is the other place where you really need to tap into your description and tap into the analysis with the irony. So the stance that you present in the thesis, you're absolutely right. The insight is great. It's just your description and your detail is not all there yet. And so I think that like I said before, the place to focus is here and then here. And I think if you do that, this will be a really good paper. I'm so happy and impressed with your context. Not all students realize that they really need to provide the context for the meme that they're talking about, and you handled it perfectly. So give yourself some credit here. One final thing, don't forget to include your header in the upper right hand corner. I look forward to seeing where you take this. So have some faith in yourself, like I said before. All right. Thanks.